So I'm on my 4th scouting trip of the year. I went last week and had a total lackluster trip. I was going to an awesome area and I couldn't even access it. So I went to a couple secondary areas that I wasn't really crazy about, and those areas didn't pan out at all. There wasn't even enough sign to make a video. So I'm in a new area today, and I'm coming down a long ridge, and it's real steep in here. I'm gonna drop off the north side and try to get down in an inaccessible area behind some farmland, and there's a river, and I don't think anybody that owns the private land will be coming across that river to access the national forest land right there. So that's what I'm trying to do today. It's a 2-mile walk just to where you drop off the ridge, and it's straight down, but it's not that tall of a mountain. Hopefully there's a bunch of deer in here and it's gonna be worth my time. What I have here is the mother of all trails. I rarely see trails like this on the National Forest. It's going right over the mountain where I'm going. This is looking good. I haven't seen any deer. I haven't jumped any deer, so I'm thinking they're all bedding on the north side. Another real good trail going down the mountain where I came from. Just a lot of deer in here, it looks like. I am now descending the mountain. It's going to be tough. It's rocky, and it is steep down through there. Super rocky on the ridge line up here. You can't tell from overhead maps what's rocky and what's not. You just kind of got to walk it. But I've popped over onto the north face of the mountain, and I'm already starting to see rubs. I got a little rub up here in front of me that looks fresh. But it's really hard to walk in here without twisting an ankle. Another rub right down here in front of me. I'm gonna try to find a way down through here. So I've got a heavily used mountain bed right here. Trail right here coming out of it. Going up and over the mountain. Lots of hair in it. Oh yeah, I probably ran this deer off. Trail going that way out of it. Trail going up the mountain. This is probably a buck bed. There's a lot of rubs up here behind me. They were kind of small rubs low to the ground, but it's been laid in a lot, and it's by itself. It's a single solitary bed, and it's way up on the mountain. I'm only about 100 yards from the top, and it's on the downwind side of the mountain. So here's what he can see from his bed. He's got the wind at his back, and then he can see all down below him, anything coming up the mountain. Pretty good, safe and secure location. Here's where I ran that deer off. It heard me coming, but it went down the mountain right here. I'm gonna kind of follow where it went. And here I've got another bed. I was following where that deer ran off, and this one's got hair, a lot of hair in it too. That's fresh. That is real fresh. That's probably the deer that just ran from me. This is probably where he stopped. He just kept it going down through here. It gets a little thicker. There is droppings everywhere in here. I'm not seeing a lot of rubs, but I'm seeing a lot of deer signs. I'm seeing a ton of droppings, ton of tracks, ton of trails. This is looking really good. I think I may have stumbled on an unhunted area because there's a river down here. There's a river down here at the bottom of the mountain. On the other side of the river is farm fields. The river is pretty wide, about 20 yards wide and probably 2 feet deep. I don't think anybody's coming across it. A lot of old scratchings in here, turkeys. Turkey scratchings everywhere. And I'm seeing my first big rub down here. The forest floor is absolutely devastated from the turkey population. That is a good rub right here. I can't reach around it. Pretty good deer that did that. It's way up off the ground. You know, it's pretty tall rub. And this is exactly where that deer ran off to. It's hit on both sides. So I'm gonna mark a tree right here to get up. Probably this one right here. It's got a ton of cover. I'll probably turn around and face back up the mountain. pretty thick up through here, but I think I'll be able to shoot for probably 100 yards. Back here's where I found all that sign. So anyways, in case I don't come back through this exact point today, I may not get in here until I hunt it this season. And I'm gonna go ahead and mark a tree, that way I don't have to come back this way and pick a tree later. This place is unreal. There is droppings everywhere. I'm about 15 feet below the tree I just picked. So here I've got my first good scrape from last season. Tore this tree all to pieces. Here we got a real good scrape. They've ate off all the limbs over the years, and there's just droppings everywhere. Here, here. Whole forest floor is like that. Another thing I pay a lot of attention to is greenbrier. All this greenbrier is eaten down. Got another scrape here. And chewed all the limbs off. A lot of doe tracks in it. Just jumped a deer laying right over here, and it went that way. Got some rubs. This is about where I jumped that deer, and look at all the droppings on the ground here. Got a old scrape right here. Droppings all in it. Got another rub here. And the whole forest floor is littered with turkey scratching. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of birds in here too. I may come back here and turkey hunt it and do some more deer scouting while I'm turkey hunting, just to get more of a feel for the area. It takes a pretty good deer to do what this deer did. He shredded this tree all the way around and tore the top of it off. It's as big around as one of my fingers. And then, you know, he twirled it around and broke it off. Did it before the leaves dropped. Early season droppings. Take 2 steps, more droppings. Take 3 steps, more droppings. Take 2 steps, more droppings. There are basically 3 factors as to why this is an unpressured area. 1, it's a 2-mile walk down a ridge line before you drop off the other half mile to get down in here to where I'm at. 2, there is a river on the bottom side of it, right where it meets the private land, and the private land guys aren't crossing that river. 3, it is very, very rocky, and you got to be real careful in here not to slip and break an ankle. I've already fell down one time. But that's leading to a huge deer and turkey population in here. So when you're looking at topo maps, you usually can't tell how rocky an area is. You can tell how far a walk it is, and you can tell where the rivers are. If you see an area where somebody's got to cross the river to get into it, it's worth your time to go check it out. All those factors were leading to this being just a real hot spot. I'm impressed so far. So I'm gonna kind of walk the rest of this bottom and then find a way up over the mountain and check out the other side of the mountain this evening. So I really like this spot for turkey hunting. I got a good bottom down here. They're gonna be down in here after they fly down in the mornings, and there's a lot of fresh turkey scratching in here. It's not rained on any of this. Done in the last couple of days, and I can see birds hanging out in here. That's a big track right there, almost as long as my hand. It's fresh. Got some hen turkey tracks. More turkey tracks. Got a real good trail right here where that rub was. This will be a good evening stand down here low on this trail because it's thick. It's nothing but thicket all the way up through there. Big scrape. So I'm on the way out, and I'm starting to walk up the mountain. I want to show you why. This is unpressured. I gotta walk 1,000 feet before I hit the ridge, and then 2 miles back to the truck. Well, I found what looked to me to be the easiest way out, the most unrocky path, and the deer are really funneling down through here. But this is really the best access for me to get in here. The other ridges, the other little fingers next to me are real rocky. It's real rocky over there. I think I'm gonna have to use it, but it looks like most of the deer are using it too. There's no leaves left on this trail. Look at all these tracks. I mean, unfortunately, some of the best ways to get in and out of an area is the way the deer are already doing it. I'm on the way out and I found a bed. Looked over and saw it. Yeah, it's got fresh hair in it. There's what they can see from that bed. I'm almost back to the top of the mountain. I'd say I'm 2/3 of the way back up. I just found the perfect bedding spot. Got really good cover in the middle of the thicket, and there's a flat right here. Looky here. Look at all this hair. There's hair. Old hair. Lots of old hair in here. Here's hair. There's hair. There's been a deer bedding in here in the past, right up against this rock with a rock at its back. Pretty good spot. And there's kind of trails going out everywhere from here, and it's just right in the middle of the thicket. But not bedding there right now, but it has been bedding here in the past. I'm just right down below it, and I found another bed right here. Fresh hair in it. Definitely a deer that likes this spot. So that is what I just climbed back out of. 1,000 feet down. Now it's a 2-mile walk down this ridge back to the truck. So I'm now scouting on the other side of the mountain. I'm following, I've just got back to where it's public. It's public about 200 yards to my right, all the way on to the truck over here. I'm gonna work my way halfway down the mountain and then follow the mountain all the way around back to my truck. I'm already finding good sign though. All these briars are eating down. Heavy trail, almost no leaves in it. There's a bed right here. Looks like. Right here on this little point. It's just dropping down through here everywhere. All the briars are eating down. I got beds. Here's another one. Looking good so far. I kind of feel like I'm in an old episode of The Twilight Zone right now. I'm having to pinch myself to make sure that I'm really awake and not dreaming this. Probably the highest deer density of any area I've seen. And I have not run into a game camera or a tree stand. I don't know what the deal is. There is not many people hunting in here. And if they are, they're not leaving trash. They're not leaving trail cameras. I don't know. Good rub from this year. It's just hard to believe I haven't found any sign of other hunters in here. There's droppings all over the ground, everywhere in here. Got real wore out trails in here. Plenty of deer in here. I'm sure those deer felt pretty safe down here because the wind's swirling. You'd have to hunt on one of these tops right here. But I'd like to get where I could see off down in these bottoms. Just look at these trail intersections. I've never seen anything like it on public. Kind of following where those does ran off to. I have found a turkey strut zone on public. I know they'll strut here in the spring. So right here's gonna be a fine turkey hunting spot. They'll be roosted up in these hardwoods, and they'll come right down through here first thing in the morning. There's a good track right there. Look at my boot compared to that track. So my scouting's about done. I wanted to sit down right here near the truck at dark and see if I could see some deer, and a deer walked in behind me and busted me. I was playing on my phone, but I'm walking out. You can probably hear this truck in the background right here. I'm close to the road. I want you to look at all the sign that's on the ground right here. Probably gonna have to clean the deer droppings out of my boots before I get back in the camper. So I'm back at the truck, and I wanted to say a little something before I closed out this video. Last week I went scouting, took a buddy. We drove about 500 miles and walked 2 solid days, and we didn't find enough deer sign to even turn the camera on. So today I came back, went to a totally different area, and walked into a place where I didn't even find a tree stand. I couldn't tell where anybody had been hunting in this area, and it had about the best deer population of anywhere I've ever been. So never give up. That's all I wanted to say. Never give up. Probably 3/4 of the places that I scout and visit over the years, I never go back to. I just cross them off my map, and when I do, the world gets a little smaller. I know, okay, I've been there, I don't want to go back, I'm going to go here. So eventually, if you keep trying and you work hard, you'll find something good. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm going to go back at it tomorrow.